Hey guys, Sam here, and well, there has been a lot of recent developments that are taking place now in the animation community. The CG Rugrats movie is coming out soon, Season 3 of Harley Quinn is coming, the Tom and Jerry movie is out now, Book 4 of Infinity Train is coming, as well as a new studio made for future Avatar-related works, and yes, new seasons coming from Total Drama. That's right, we are getting more from this show. Last time we got anything like that, there was All-Stars and Pocketel Island. Then there was the spin-off Redonkulous Race, and as of right now, we have... no, I'm not reviewing anything from that. I have my limits. Anyway, Total Drama is another cartoon I grew up with and watched a lot, even though my parents forbade me to watch it when I was younger. But I was still able to sneak it when they weren't looking. Oh yes, I was such a devious lad! To me, the show, particularly the first season, is still a classic to me. Total Drama Island was unique, memorable, gross, creative, and this probably goes without saying, dramatic. Again, I definitely enjoyed the first season. Action? I didn't watch it a lot, but I thought it was fine. World Tour? A little better than action, and some of the songs are nice. But my second personal favorite season comes from Revenge of the Island. That was when we got new characters, which I personally think they should have done long ago. But, whatever. All-Stars and Pocketel Island? Well, I know these seasons are hated by many, but I don't think they really are that bad. I mean, they have flaws, but it didn't really make me stop watching it. It still got my interest. Compare that to, let's say, another reality show, Ink Master. I watched some of it because it intrigued me, but I lost interest in it and now I don't watch it anymore. The point is, I still kept watching Total Drama, and if there is one episode that I've watched and loved the most, it's I Triple Dog Dare You, the semi-final between Gwen, Owen, and Heather. And yes, this was one of the episodes I did review back in my old NTC days. In fact, it was one of the first reviews I ever made. You know, back when I had my face as closed like this, and I was using YouTube Capture. No one enjoys this. But like with my serious business review, I want to present my opinion of I Triple Dog Dare You in a much better way than originally. What is that opinion? Well, let's get started. And before we begin, let me get it right out of the way. Summary first, thoughts after. Good? Good. Alright, here we go. After a recap of the last episode where we see Duncan getting eliminated, we start the day of the semi-finals between the last three left on the island, Gwen, Owen, and Heather. It also happens to be Pancake Day too, which is nice until you see who's the cook. Whoop, play it. Get used to it, you're gonna see it a lot here. Anyway, the three campers talk in the confessional about how they feel about each other, their chances of winning, and what they will do with the money when they win it. And their responses are so fitting of their characters. So, what is the challenge? Well, it's basically spin the bottle combined with Wheel of Fortune, with Truth or Dare, and, well, disgusting stuff. The rules are simple. One spins the bottle, gets a dare from one of the eliminated campers, and is given a choice to either do the dare and earn a freebie, or dare one of their competitors to do it. But if someone chickens out of the dare, they will be eliminated. Yep, see ya, bye-bye, no second chances, no take backs, chili con carne, see ya later, off into the other... You get the idea. So yeah, that's the whole episode, and once again, it is so much fun to watch. Other than learning about a side bet that Chef and Chris have about who will throw up first and cough up $100, it's just this challenge that we see. Gwen and Heather either take a certain dare they can handle or give it to each other. As for Owen, he actually takes his dares. Yes, all of his dares. Every single one. And it works out for him as he actually has 20 freebies at one point. But Gwen, sensing an opportunity to defeat Heather once and for all, makes a deal with Owen to give her half of his freebies. Heather, unsurprisingly, takes issue with that and thinks it's against the rules, but Chris says it isn't. So for the rest of the challenge, Heather gets everything she can handle, but no matter how dangerous or gross or embarrassing they are, she gets through all of them. That is until she gets this dare from her old pal Lindsay.
There is no way Lindsay could think of anything bad.
Ooh, you're not gonna like this one. Have your head shaved by Chef.
What?
So Heather has to choose, get her head shaved to stay in the game, or lose $100,000. And in the end, she chose poorly. Yes, she did get her head shaved, but she didn't accept the dare, so that means that she lost and Gwen and Owen won. And the episode ends with Heather leaving on the boat of losers, venting out her frustration, while Gwen and Owen are now going to be in the finale. And if you're wondering who wins, well, there are actually two endings to choose from. One where Gwen wins and one where Owen wins. Personally, I like the Owen ending a bit more. But hey, that's just my opinion. I mean, isn't that what my channel is about? Well, along with comic dubs and reaction videos and music videos? Mother, will she tear your little boy apart? Yeah, that was before I learned that volume control means everything. So that's the episode. What are my thoughts? Honestly, it's not only my favorite episode in the first season, but it's also my favorite episode from this series, period. It's got everything that Total Drama is good here. Comedy, drama, tension, fun challenges, unexpected moments, lots of gross moments, but of course, very satisfying moments. I really did like that Owen had the stones to do every dare he was given, and not once did he ever dump the dare on someone else. I think that also shows us just how nice and likable he really is. The only time he gives his dares to someone else is when Gwen makes that deal with him to beat Heather. And speaking of Gwen, she was great here too. In fact, she was great throughout the entire first season. I mean, this was before the sequel seasons kind of wrecked her character for many fans. Before the Courtney feud, before putting her as a villain in All-Stars, and before Gwunkin. That I consider to be an example of a bad way of providing fan service. Yes, some people wanted to see them together, I'm not kidding. Anyway, regardless, it was nice to return to a time when Gwen was at her best, and she definitely had some badass moments in this episode, but I will get to those later. And finally, there's Heather, and this is where I would like to bring up the main reason why I decided to re-review this episode. Not just because I wanted a new one with better editing and presentation, but also because I wanted to atone for my past mistake of treating Heather like she was the devil. Yes, like many fans, I absolutely despised her. I couldn't stand her. She was mean, manipulative, bratty, spoiled, and made herself into the main antagonist of the first season. But eventually, I had to come to grips about two key things about her. One, she's a fictional character. If someone out there hates a fictional character so much that they wish they could die and have no problem calling them like a whore or something, then that is when you need to go to that person, put your hand on their shoulder, and say, "Dude, take a chill pill. Calm the fuck down." And number two, as Total Drama Ricky always says, that's the point. You are supposed to hate her, you're supposed to not like her, that's why she's the antagonist. So yeah, I apologize for my really immature behavior when talking about her all those years back ago when I was, 15? Huh, seems like some cartoon reviewers make their stupidest mistakes when they're 15. Anyway, Heather has now become one character that I do love to hate, but I will admit this. She did have such an iron will in this episode. She goes through all of these different gross and embarrassing dares, and she managed to do them all. But yeah, it's funny that she cracked when she was forced to have her head shaved. In her mind, good-looking hair was just more important than the cash. And I also think this moment had some foreshadowing too. Remember this moment?
Oh, and if you ever team up with Lashana against me again, I'll cut off all your hair while you're sleeping.
Ooh, and it was Lindsay that gave her that dare at the end. So yeah, that was absolutely perfect. And yes, I do not have a hate boner for Heather anymore. And also not have a boner in general for her anymore. It was a joke! It still was satisfying to see her get the karma she deserved. I also do think the side bet between Chris and Chef is funny too. I love how they try their hardest not to puke, but if you're wondering who lost, it was Chris. From which dare? Well, before I give you guys my nitpicks about the episode, let's do a quick rundown of all of the dares that were in this episode. And I will also play my moment of ew clip anytime we get a gross dare. Heather licking Owen's armpit? Ew. Gwen eating her own toenail? It's not that gross. Owen chewing Harold's used gum? Okay, that's gross. Gwen shoving ice down her pants? Chilling. Heather licking grape jelly out of Owen's belly button? Blech. Owen giving a purple nurple to a sleeping bear? Huh, glad he made it out of there alive. Gwen drinking fruit punch from the communal toilet. Here, let me recreate one of my first NTC moments. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. She did it. Owen eating dog food. Yeah, it's gross. Heather eating hard-boiled eggs. Gwen walking with steak on a tightrope over vicious sharks. Owen dressing up as a baby. Oh man, we didn't even know what we were gonna get yet. Gwen kissing a dead fish. Yuckaroo. Owen having a bee beard. If I got that dare, I wouldn't have done that. Nope, I've got Melissaphobia, bitches. Heather wrestling an alligator, before she became friends with one and All-Stars. And then the rest are just pretty much Heather dares. Heather drinking Chef's mystery meat. Delicious. Heather getting in a pool of leeches. Ouch. Heather pretending to be a chicken. Ha! Heather slapping herself. Funny. Heather eating a cockroach.
I'm gonna be sick.
Heather playing princess with one of Chef's smelly socks. Embarrassing. But also kind of funny too. Heather ending up in pig slop. You know it, play it. And finally, Heather getting her head shaved off. So, with those out of the way, what about the parts in this episode that didn't work for me? Well, there isn't a whole lot, it's just some nitpicks. The first one being the animation errors. There are times where Chris's shoes and pants are seen, and another times it's shortened sandals. Chef mostly wears a dress in this episode, but when Gwen drinks out of the toilet, he has his chef clothes back on. There's a moment where Heather has 2 sets of eyebrows. Owen doesn't exactly have 20 freebies right here, and Chris said that Gwen and Heather have squad, but Gwen actually still has that one freebie. Again, they aren't big issues, but they are just tiny little mistakes that can be entertaining to make fun of. And I guess my other nitpick with this episode is that while the challenge is great, it is pretty similar to the game in the Phobia Factor episode. A spinning wheel, contestants having to do some gross/dangerous thing, and having the limited power of giving someone a thing to do to knock them out of the competition. But again, it's a small nitpick. The Triple Dog Dare You game does still have some creativity and enough differences to be its own thing. So yeah, in conclusion, I love this episode. It's not perfect, but it is very memorable, hilarious, gross, creative, satisfying, and fun to watch. It's easily my favorite Total Drama Island episode ever, as well as my favorite episode in the entire series. So if I had to give it a final score, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. Well guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also check out my Twitter as well. The username is in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, my name is Sam, and good night everybody.